What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer, and this is the longest break I think I've ever taken for making a Yu-Gi-Oh video. I had such a weird, crazy week with work and all other kind of stuff, and I just was never home like for this entire time. So I'm actually doing something I've never done before, which is making 4 videos. So I'm not sure what order you're watching this in, but this should be one of the 4. And I am gonna look at this Bearcti archetype. I'm gonna call it Space Bears for now, just so it's easier, and I think it's cooler. So hopefully the real name is Space Bears. But anyways, I'm going to look at the archetype, check out, how good it is or bad it is, and just go from there. I really don't know anything about this. I just know it's like something to do with synchro summoning in a weird way. Let's see. This is Space Bear Pola. I think it has something to do with the stars or something like that. I see a star in the background of all of these. But you can only use this card's names first and second effect once per turn. Cool. During the main phase quick effect, you contribute 1 other level 7 or higher monster in your hand. Special summon this card from your hand. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except monsters that have a level. Okay, so no XYZ summoning or level or link summoning for the rest of the turn. I'm sure that'll be every single one of the stipulations. So probably just skip it then if it is. 1 other level 7 or higher monster in your hand. So it actually doesn't even keep it within the Bearcti archetype, which is really interesting. Okay. Alright, there we go. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Looks pretty good. No, second effect, if this card is special summoned, you can add 1 Space Bear monster from your deck to your hand. So it replaces it. You're not negging when you use this effect. I'm curious to know if any of these have graveyard effects, do. I mean, that may be a little overpowered, but who knows. It's named after the polar bear. Okay, cool. This is Space Bear Mictanus. Obviously, these names will be changing when, like, the whole 9 yards of it. Looks like the first effect is the same. Okay, so what's his special summoning effect? You can target 1 Space Bear monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. So I guess the idea is you tribute this or whatever, one of the other level 7s, and you just add it right back to your hand, so it replaces it that way. I guess that's good as just like a normal play starter, because like literally nothing happens, which is cool, I guess. This is Space Bear McBillis. It's named after the grizzly bear. Ooh, cool. They're all bears wearing mech suits. That's cool. First effect is the same. What's his second effect? If this card is special summon, you can special summon 1 Space Bear monster from your hand. See, now you're starting to neg, because you tribute a level 7 or higher, you take this card out, and you special summon another one. Yeah, I guess the idea is you special summon. Yeah, I don't know. I guess if you special summon the one where you take it back from the graveyard, like that's where it comes in. That's not the best one for sure. This is Space Bear Mega Pola. The second effect, if this card is special summoned while you control another Space Bear monster, you can target 1 spell or trap your opponent controls, destroy it. That's kind of unfortunate that you have to have another Space Bear, so this is not a play starter. This is one that you probably want to special summon off of this Space Bear McBillis. Okay, I mean, spell and trap removal is good, especially when you can stuff it into a monster that's already a part of your plays. It's never a bad thing, just a little restrictive, that's all. This is Space Bear Megatonus. Second effect, if this card is special summoned while you control another Space Bear monster, you target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, changes to face-down defense position. Yeah, so yeah, obviously, I mentioned this earlier, but these are quick effects, so you can destroy a spell or trap on their turn. You can flip a monster face down during their turn. So that's pretty interesting. And actually, I'm kind of curious. When you can special summon the one from the graveyard, if you can bring back the synchros, we'll have to see. I'm not sure. But that's pretty cool. I mean, the Book of Moon and a monster, a Mystical Space Typhoon and a monster, helps free up a little bit of the space in your deck for other cards, if you know you can access them. This is Space Bear. Are they just all called Megatonus and Megabilis or whatever? That's weird. Anyways, If this card is special summon while you control another Space Bear monster, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Oh no, okay, I just did that one. Excuse me. Okay, so this, yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Space Bear and Mega Billis. This card is special summon while you control another bear, Space Bear monster. You can target one card in your opponent's graveyard, banish it. It is nice that it's like not a monster or something like that. It's like just general removal from the graveyard. But going first, this is a dead card. I don't know. Maybe this is supposed to be a going second deck, being that these are all quick effects. So if you don't draw into your hand traps, theoretically you still have these as a form of disruption. But you're depending on something important being in your opponent's graveyard turn 0. Yeah, a couple of these are just okay. I wouldn't say any of these are bad, but I'm curious to see what people's ratios for what these will be, and if people use all of them. I mean, this is a lot of main deck monsters. I feel like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're not playing all of these at 3. Obviously, that puts your monster count at 18. That's a little high, I think, at least. Maybe I'm wrong. But this was like kind of the cover card that was first announced, so cannot be synchro summon. Yes, I knew it was going to be weird. Konami's trying to do new mechanics for all of them. I think XYZ will probably be next. Must be special summon from your extra deck by sending one tuner and one non-tuner you control whose levels differ by 1. So it's like negative synchro summoning in a sense. If this card is special summon, you can activate one Bearcti Big Dipper directly from your deck. I'm going to guess that's a field spell. Konami is obsessed with field spells with new archetypes, so okay. You contribute one level 7 or higher monster, add it to your hand, or special summon one Space Bear monster from your graveyard. Well, I guess the idea is that you synchro summon into this, grab the field spell, and then you can special summon another level 7 from the graveyard and go into this guy, because cannot be synchro summon, must be so much. This was I'm gonna see if this has synergy with it. I'm gonna assume it does. This is Space Bear Sepentreon, 3000 attack, which is nice. Cannot be synchro summon, must be special summon from your extra deck by sending one level 8 or higher tuner and one non-tuner synchro monster. Yeah, that's okay. So yeah, you bring this thing out, you revive one of them after you grab the field spell, and then you go into this. So let's see what this does. The effects of all face-up monsters special summon from the extra deck that have no level are negated. Okay, doesn't negate fusion, doesn't negate synchro, link, and XYZ monsters. Is that super important? Well, in this format, it's probably pretty good, because you have cards like VFD running around, mainly that card, but you also have Zodiac, obviously. So in this format specifically, this is good. So I don't know when this is coming out, but hopefully soon, so it can be played, because this would be kind of the height of it, I feel like, if that's the effect. And number 2, if your opponent special summons a monster, you can add one Space Bear card from your deck to your hand. Very nice. I mean, this is, I can't think of the name now, but, oh gosh, it's the ritual monster that negates all extra deck monsters, so it's not as good as that, but it is a 3000 attack body, and it also kind of helps you with advantage. Very nice. This is another synchro monster. Looks like the last one. This is Space Bear Grand Chariots. Cannot be synchro summoned. Must be special summoned from your extra deck by sending one level 8 or higher tuner and one non-tuner synchro monster whose level differ by 7. So you can either go into this one or this one off of the effect of Space Bear Polari, because they're the same exact condition. So if this card is special summoned, you can target up to 2 cards on the field, destroy them. Once per turn, when a card or effect is activated that targets a Space Bear monster you control, quick effect, you contribute one monster from your hand or field, negate the activation. Meh. I mean, you're really just using it for this. It's nice to have targeting protection, but who really cares all that much? You'd rather have general protection, you know. But that's, I mean, this is good. The only problem is I've read these, and I don't think you can synchro summon during your opponent's turn. That'll be the next evolution for the deck, because all of the main monster cards are quick effects, but I don't think it lets you go into this necessarily. Popping 2 cards during, you know, popping 2 cards is good, and I don't really care who you are. But yeah, in Modern Yu-Gi-Oh, you just kind of have to have that disruption during your opponent's turn. Not that you couldn't fill out the rest of your deck with cards like that, but the best ones are in Archetype, you know. So we'll see. But those are that's okay. I mean, Those were two good effects. This is the field spell, of course. Once per turn, you contribute a monster to act. If you attribute a monster to activate a Space Bear monster effect, you can banish one level 7 or higher Space Bear monster from your graveyard instead. Okay, I mean, but you got to be a little far into it for this to be good, but that's okay. Each time a monster is special summoned, place one counter on this card. Once per turn, if a monster is special summoned, you can remove all counters from this card, minimum of 7. You can target one monster your opponent controls, take control of it. It is targeting, but you do just straight up... You can only activate this effect while there is a Space Bear synchro monster on the field. So... okay, so first of all, you have to special summon at least 7 times. And it's upon special summon. But it is during your... If a monster is special summoned, you can remove all counters from this card, then target one card. Okay, so I'm guessing you can do this during your opponent's turn. It's almost like a summon limit type of a deal. Like your opponent like straight up wouldn't walk into this, but it does like stay. The counter does stay on the card. That's so fascinating. Well, let's see. I mean, if you go through a normal like combo, how many times are you special summoning? I'm gonna try to figure this out on the fly. That's not it. Because the difference has to be a tuner and a non-tuner. Because, okay, so this is level 8. That's level... Are they all level 8? Okay, here we go. 7 and 8. Where's the one that special summons from the graveyard? Add it from your deck to your hand. I think it's one of these. Because I'm thinking the idea is... One spell or trap. Target a face-up monster. I don't know. So I guess 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're doing about 4 during your turn because you're using at least 2 of the effects. One of them's going to revive, obviously. And then you're going to go into the other one. So that's 4 times. And then your opponent's going to definitely special summon. I think that's alright. I mean, that's interesting. Because you don't have to... You can remove all counters from this card, then target one monster to take control of it. And you can only do it while there's a Bearcti synchro. But obviously I just went through 4 of those. So that, I mean, that's going to be it. It'd be cool if you was just a field spell that the 7th time a monster was special summon, you could just take control of it, but yeah. This is a quick play spell. This is a Space Bear Slider. You can only activate one card with this card's name once per turn. Target one of your Space Bear monsters that is banished or in your graveyard. You cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn. After this card resolves, except monsters that have a level. Also special summon that target, but it cannot attack. Also destroy it during the end phase. Well, I think these are all upon special summon, right? It's not upon like their summoning condition. If this card is special summon, yeah. So it's like good removal. Like one of them obviously was graveyard, spells, Book of Moon. So that you get that effect off, and I mean I guess that's during your opponent's turn, so it would get destroyed eventually because you can't synchro summon during their turn. But yeah, that's a good card. And obviously it's a monster reborn within the archetype. I like this one. That's a really good card. And it looks like there's one more. Oh, it's a reprint. In any case, here's the last card. It's a continuous trap. I read a little bit about this one. It's so interesting. Continuous trap. Once per turn, you can pay 700 life points to activate one of these effects. Add one Space Bear monster from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. Tribute 2 Space Bear monsters, and if you do, special summon one. Oh, so here it is. You can synchro summon during your opponent's turn. Interesting. Whose levels equal the difference between those monsters' levels, ignoring its summon conditions. Okay, when your Space Bear Synchro monster is destroyed by battle or opponent's attacking monster, you can have your opponent shuffle cards from their hand, field, or graveyard into the deck until they have a total of 7. This would be good against Madolche, I guess, because of how much advantage they usually have. But they have to walk into it, I suppose. But if you keep this down the entire time, but you're going to want to use the effect to synchro summon during their turn. So I guess you don't have to use this effect, obviously. And you can only activate one of them. This is good. I didn't really know what I expected to do for synchro summoning during their turn. Like, this is the only way. It's kind of like the Math Mech card in a sense. Because it lets you XYZ summon during their turn. Not sure how I feel about the shuffling thing. It depends. Like sometimes it would be good to give your opponent, like it would be good for your opponent to like have those cards back in their deck to like continue their resources. But the fact that it's just kind of laid on there, I think, is good. Like you don't have to like worry about, oh, I can only side this card if it's good in the matchup. So yeah, I mean that was that's pretty good. I like it. I mean, I wouldn't say I read anything that I'm like, ooh, that's bad. Like the ice barrier structure deck or something like that. Not that this is a structure deck. It's probably just an archetype that's getting released in something. And cool, this is where the pendulum archetype is going to be. So I'm really curious to hear about that one too. But yeah, that's going to do it for the first video today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to check out 3 of the other videos that are coming out today. Have a great one.